Hello, I am starting off this video with me editing. I know that this footage is already like a few weeks old, but hey, gotta get this out sometime. School and catching a cold really helped in prolonging this process, so my bad. You can probably tell by my voice it's still a little shoddy, but oh well. Have a few week old footage. I'll probably sprinkle in stuff here and there because there has been a handful of events that have occurred recently, but we'll see as I'm editing this. So yeah, I'm also watching the NBA playoffs right now. It's but that's for a different video. Yeah, I don't know. This Lakers-Memphis game is kind of close still, so we'll see what happens. But like I said, that's for a different video, so I'll shut up now. Yes, thank God. Finally in warmer weather. I'm back from my small trip, my little stint in Portland, Oregon. And it's quite eventful. Once again, sorry if the AC is kind of invasive. It's hot. But anyway, the reason why I wanted to go to Portland was because they had Friday Night SmackDown at the Motor Center. And then I have a couple friends in Portland, so I was like, shit, might as well. And plus two, it's the first SmackDown after WrestleMania, so in theory, it should be pretty eventful or full of surprises. Little spoiler alert, it wasn't as eventful as I thought it was going to be, but I'll get to that later. I'm going to talk about my experience with Portland for a bit, starting with that SmackDown, because that's what started off the weekend basically. But we'll go beforehand too. I want to talk about the process of getting to Portland. I wanted to shave a couple bucks off this trip so I don't become completely broke by the end of it. So I wanted to fly standby. One thing though, I underestimated people on Easter weekend, because that's when I planned to go. Yeah, flying standby on a holiday, you got like no chance. you have barely any chance of making it on the flight if you fly standby. I figured that out the hard way. Luckily, the first time I experienced that was on Wednesday, and I don't need to be there until like Friday. So I get to the airport Wednesday and I'm checked in, go through TSA. They didn't check my bag that had creatine in it, which was nice, but they did check my creatine pretty much every time after that, so I was only fortunate the first time. So I'm waiting and waiting until I get my name called, and my name didn't get called, obviously. So then I'm just standing there. I'm just standing there at the gate, looking all lost and stupid because he's not going on his flight to Portland. Or, well, first it was to Denver, then goes to Portland. It's a weird connecting flight. So then I get picked up, go back home in shame, wait for the next day to try fly standby, and like we just made it. We were like one of the very last people to get called on for the flight, which was very which was very relieving, because that means we're on our flight to Portland, right? No, the flight is delayed like an hour and a half or 2 hours. So basically, when we got to Denver, our connecting flight to Portland already left, or was already leaving the gate. So we had to get rolled onto the next flight, we had to get rolled onto the next flight, which was also standby, and we didn't get on that flight either. My last option was to simply buy a ticket, an actual ticket from Denver to Portland. Keep in mind, this is already like Friday morning, so, and I need to be there by like Friday evening. I was kind of shitting myself. So I get the ticket from Denver. I get to Portland at like 2:30, somewhere between 2 and 3. I was just glad that I was able to make it in time. Quick side note about my time in the air. I had to make a music playlist pretty much the day of my flights. So I had a pretty rushed playlist that I need to download quickly on Spotify. So it went from slow beat, catchy songs, and then it will transition into like Whole Lot of Red. Of course, you can't have a plane ride without Cardi, I guess. So I get to Portland, and I'm telling my friends, oh shit, I made it. I need to get to your guys' place so we can get ready for SmackDown. I get the fuck out of the plane, go outside, call my Uber, I wanted him to come onto the arrival side so it would be less hectic for him to pick me up, but he wasn't allowed to do that, I guess. So I had to go downstairs at PDX, get in my Uber, and then we were off to my friend's place. Then we were off to the Motor Center for SmackDown. The reason why I came here in the first place was for WWE Friday Night SmackDown, the SmackDown after WrestleMania, and we were late. Not like super late, but the ticket said 4:45, and my dumbass thought that's like when the doors open, but I'm assuming that's when the actual event itself started, which was a big L on me. So then again, I thought the event started at like 6 because it said 8-7. It was a big mishap when converting the time. That's just a big L on me and my Portland friends, but on me. But I'm gonna blame my Portland friends because they lived up there. Yeah, so we got there at like 5:15. So basically we already missed the first match, which was like the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium, which I kind of wanted to see that match, but then again, it's kind of like a match we've already seen, but it would have been nice to see in person, but oh well. The biggest thing I wanted to see on that show was Triple H, because it was announced like a day prior that he was going to be on there, and I was like, all right, if the show, even if the show sucks, I'll get to see Triple H in person, which will already be a pretty huge W. Luckily we got there. It was like commercial break or something because they were doing stuff with the crowd. We enter and like, holy shit, atmosphere was pretty wicked. I thought it was pretty cool because this is my first time going to a like televised live event. They had a couple of like house shows in Hawaii, but not to the extent of a televised event like SmackDown or Raw, of course. So it was pretty cool to see the crowd going nuts and the huge light setup. When we got in, like Ricochet was already in the ring, so we missed his entrance. So we basically pretty much missed whatever was happening before SmackDown. The opening tag team match, that was probably pretty good, and Ricochet's entrance. And a couple of segments backstage. But yeah, so we missed, not a lot, but we missed a small portion of the show, which kind of sucked, but what can you do? Maybe that'll be a lesson to get to shows early. Fucking idiot. The match we first saw was like Ricochet versus Ivar, which was alright, you know, fun match, but it wasn't really like anything too like too special. Like the match itself was good, but in the bigger picture of like storyline wise, I didn't feel like it carried that much weight. And then what happened next? Like Natalia and Shotzi versus Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan in a tag team match. It was it kind of progressed stories because they were gonna be facing the tag team champions on Mondays, so they got like a little win. But yeah, it was an alright match. But then, oh baby, what happened? I think what happened next was Triple H, because let me see. Yeah, it was Triple H. He came out, everyone went crazy because it's Triple H, you know, the King of Kings, the Game, Cerebral Assassin, the Bald Man. I went crazy, and you could actually see me on TV for a bit while he was making his entrance, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, that should be me. You kind of can't see me because I'm wearing all black, but I'm bowing down. I'm bowing down to the King because, you know, it's Triple H. When are you gonna see him? When are you gonna see him live in person? He's probably gonna be in person like pretty often. I was correct, but it was cool to see, alright? Unless there's another guy wearing all black and wearing glasses and bowing down to him the same time I was, then I guess that's not me, but I'm pretty confident that's me and my friends. So, made my TV debut. How cool is that? He talked about WrestleMania, and then he probably gave the most eventful piece of information this show had out of the entire show when he announced the draft. So that was a cool announcement. So that basically means that he's gonna shake up the rosters a bit. When Triple H said that at the show, he said it'll be in a few weeks. Well, as of recording this, it's this Friday, so Yeah, editing takes too long. Oh, and he introduced a new world title this past Monday. I might as well just mention it here now since the draft is coming up too. It's a cool looking title, and at least it isn't blue or red. So, I'll applaud Triple H on that. Can't wait for Seth Rollins or Finn Balor to hold it. Or Edge. Yeah, you never know. Probably, yeah, it was probably one of the most eventful things out of the entire show. But then he introduced Rhea Ripley in the Judgment Day. They did their little thing, but man, Dominic... we booed the hell out of Dominic, man. From what I remember, we could like barely hear what he was saying because he was just getting drowned out in the booze, and it was so fun. I think he deserved it. But that was some really good reactions he got, I'm not gonna lie. Like even Finn and like everyone else was laughing. I checked back on the TV recording of it and Dominic said that if he could stay here as long as he needs to, and freaking Michael Cole was like, oh please stop booing. I thought that was kind of funny. But we booed him anyways because fuck him. Fuck Dominic. You don't do Rey Mysterio like that. That's fucked up. But speaking of Rey Mysterio, he came out with the LWO. They had like they had another tag team match. It was pretty fun. I sound like me talking about WrestleMania again, talking about how a match was fun and like how it was good. I need a thesaurus, man. But yeah, during that match we still booed Dominic because we hate Dominic. Then what else? Oh, then we got a little video package that Shinsuke Nakamura was coming back next week. I would have been so happy if he came out during the Portland show. That probably would have been my highlight of the night. But no. Next week. Oh well. At least I saw him in 2016 and 2017. But I thought that was an L. But at least they're giving it a big feel. Or at least they're making it seem big, considering that they had to have a whole announcement about it. So I hope they treat Shinsuke Nakamura well. I hope the people of I think it's Lincoln, Nebraska. I hope they treat Shinsuke Nakamura well. They better cheer loudly for my guy. They did good. Good job, Nebraska. And then we had a couple of backstage segments where Kevin Owens got attacked by Solo. So we didn't get to see Kevin live in person. And then we got our main event, which was Sami Zayn versus Jey Uso. I don't know why, but I didn't even know that the Usos were from San Francisco. Like, I only noticed that when Jay came out, so that was interesting. Maybe I don't remember if they've ever announced that, or I've just been deaf to their location the entire time. I'm probably just deaf, but yeah, he's from San Fran, so interesting. Sammy came out. That was another highlight, singing his theme song with the crowd. I feel like it wasn't super loud, but it was audible. But either way, I was singing with Sammy's theme, so I was having fun with that. And they had a little match, which was also fun, nice little TV main event match. But then Solo came out and then helped Jay win, so that was an L. But also did progress storylines within that whole bloodline, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens feud. So that was nice. Oh, and then we saw Riddle, which I'm pretty sure I made a little snarky comment about it with my friends, like, oh, what if we see Riddle tonight? Because he was on Raw. And he did come out, so I guess I kind of got surprised, but I should have kind of expected it considering the storylines within him, because he is kind of into 12. If you watch the product, then the bloodline is kind of the reason why he's been off TV in the first place, so just gotta think a little bit, and it'll make sense. And then, yeah, that was pretty much SmackDown. And then they had like their dark matches after the show ended for the home crowd. It was like Austin Theory versus Dolph Ziggler versus the U.S. title. There's not really much to say about dark matches because they don't really matter too much. They're basically just for the crowd to have fun with. So I don't really have much to comment on. Besides the fact that either during the match or sometime after the match, I yelled, Cena's better, and then a guy in front of me was like, facts. So hey, you know, me and Portland could be on the same page. But yeah, Austin Theory defeated Dolph, and then after that, it was Riddle versus Solo, and that ended in a DQ from Jay, and we all started booing because, you know, boo, you ruined our perfectly good dark match after the end of the show. But I mean, if you're in the live crowd, you might as well play to what's happening in the show anyways, unless you're like just that bored, or you were dragged along by someone else, then why even go? I just feel like it's the best option to just say fuck it and just go along with it. But then Sammy came back out, saved Matt Riddle from a 2-on-1 attack, and then I'm pretty sure I started a Sammy chant, because after Sammy came out and saved Riddle, I went, Sammy, 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 and then everyone in the crowd started doing it. So I technically started a Sammy chant in the arena. If only it was televised. Unless there's a video of the dark match, then maybe there's possible footage of me starting a Sammy chant. But I'm pretty sure I did start that chant. I also wanted to start an LWO chant within the arena, but no one caught on during that LWO match, so that sucks. But yeah, that was pretty much my quick no-note rundown of getting to Portland and SmackDown. Overall, above anything, I had fun. I had fun at this SmackDown. Like, nothing really too eventful happened, except for like the draft, Shinsuke Nakamura, and the whole Bloodline feud. But the general consensus is that it was better than Raw. But Raw got to see Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar, so I'm somewhat satisfied with what I got. Not really happy, per se. But my first WWE televised event is officially crossed off my list. Guess we gotta go to more. guess we gotta go to more live events. But yeah, at least something happened on the show. God forbid the show was fucking boring. That would have been excruciating. Oh, I bought this too. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, the merch shop kind of didn't have too much, but I saw the shirt and I was like, yeah, shit, might as well get something to remember. And why not support my fellow American hero, Cody Rhodes? He will get the title eventually. That is my very not so bold prediction. And I guess I'll put this on for the last batch of the video. Yeah. And then there's like plushies or the big ass belts, which were like $400, and there's no way I'm gonna buy a belt for $400 at this very moment. So, and plus it wouldn't even fit in my luggage, so I would have nowhere to put it on the way back home. But this Cody Rhodes American Nightmare shirt will do. Here's me repping the shirt outside the Motor Center with my friend, with Keshi, I guess, if you want to go back into the lore, with his John Cena towel. And I will be back there, but that's for another video later. But first, as we were chilling outside the Motor Center, we saw John Cena. Now you might be thinking, John Cena wasn't at SmackDown though. You don't know that. Look at that. He's right there. He's right there chilling. I saw him and I was like, hey, that's John Cena. He came up. We told our friend to show him the towel, and then they took a little. Oh fuck. He showed the towel, and then they took a little picture, and I thought that was funny. That was cool. So yeah, we saw not only Triple H, not only Sami Zayn, not only Jey Uso, but we also saw John Cena. So adding to my list, seeing John Cena was also a nice highlight. Cena! 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 Woo! Will you adopt me? Be my dad! That was my SmackDown experience. Hopefully John Cena can come back, be those guys' dad. Maybe be everyone's dad. I don't know. I sadly didn't get to defeat Roman Reigns for the title, but there's always next time. So obviously I didn't record too much. And plus, it's still awkward to like record yourself in public like that. Unless I'm recording the thing I'm looking at, obviously. Either I'll splice it in somewhere where I'm talking about it, or I'm just gonna put it at the end as my outro. Don't worry, I'm still practicing guitar, but I don't need to record every riff. Yeah, that's pretty much my Friday. And then Saturday, I kind of just went around Portland. Oh, another thing. Why Portland is cold, but Denver is even colder. I don't know why I didn't mention this earlier, but when I first got off the plane, it was like 30 degrees. I was not prepared for 30-degree weather. I mean, of course, I bought like a thick jacket for me to wear, but holy crap, with someone who has grown up in like 80-degree weather, 30-degree weather was a sight to behold. I was shivering inside the airport. That's how badly I wasn't expecting the weather. But then again, I didn't know I was flying. I didn't know I was going to Denver first. But yeah, Denver at 6 in the morning, it is cold as hell. And I know there's gonna be people who probably live in like 15-degree weather and be like, oh, that's not even that cold. Shut up, alright? I shivered, alright? I'll admit that. It's too cold for my fragile body. But it did get hotter as the day went on, obviously, which was nice. But Portland was just like straight 50s. Straight 50s or lower. Oh, and I got to do that thing in cold weathers where you breathe and then it shows the air. Yeah, I know, so cool. But man, Portland is freaking cold. It's a good thing I got there in like spring and not like actual winter time. Good God, I'd be cooked. Cook's not the right word, but you know what I mean. It would not be fun for me, which is why I would like to go there during the winter one day and see how badly it'd be. Speaking of fighting, on Saturday we watched the UFC event. We saw the freaking Adesanya Pereira fight. Oh my God, that shit was super hype. The arrow the arrow celebration to Pereira and him mocking his kid. Oh man, UFC is hype, man. And so is WWE. Fun couple of days of fighting and violence. Hopefully I can go to events more, but I need to get money. I need more money first. I'm gonna say it again for the last time. Maybe. It was fun. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Guess I'll wrap it up here and say that in Cody we trust, and hopefully John Cena comes back for those guys.